Hey guys, Coach Sam here. It's Thursday, April 26th, 2024, and today we're hitting shoulders like boulders. All right, so to guys started off today, we have our shoulder primer C, which is a great series of warm-up movements that include some alternating shoulder swims, some dive bomber push-ups, child's poses, some alternating shoulder taps, banded or cable upright rows, and some alternating kettlebell or even plate halos. This is a really great warm up to get your shoulder girdle and your pressing musculature nice and warm to be able to support some heavy loading today. So our first movement of the day is going to be our complex of a single arm dumbbell strict press into 5 push press. So what does this look like? You can take a dumbbell, or you can use a kettlebell if you have access to kettlebells of increasing load. And over 5 sets, you're going to be building up to the following complex. So single arm, dumbbell or kettlebell, you can do 1 push press one strict press into 5 push press with a 2-second pause at the top. So on that push press, make sure you're taking an athletic position with your feet. Most people like to do hip width apart, maybe slightly outside of that. And again, for the push press guys, think about being in a position that's going to allow you to potentially jump as high as you can for a vertical jump. You want to be able to produce maximal force, and that's going to be where you're going to want to place your feet. Make sure you're dipping through your heels and finishing up through your toes to get a good, nice drive at the top there. So 1 push press into 5 strict press. On these strict presses, make sure that you're coming down to the bottom, pressing out and holding that good lockout for a good 2 seconds there, and then switch arms and then build up over those 5 sets to a top load. All right, then for our second movement, we're going to be doing our barbell reverse grip overhead press, building up to a heavy load across 4 sets of 12 reps per set with a 3-second negative. On this reverse grip press, try to find a grip that's going to allow you to maintain a good, pressing integrity between your wrist down to your shoulder. So if you're getting any type of pain or impingement there, play with that grip. Use the first set to play around and see what's comfortable for you, and then over those 4 sets, try to build to a heavy load there. Now, you don't have to lock completely out at the top. If your elbows are slightly bent, that's perfectly fine. At the bottom, you definitely want to get a good, nice stretch of that deltoid and come down, to roughly, chin or below your chin height. So that way you can get a good, nice stretch on the delt there and then press up at the top. But we don't want you to hyperextend your spine or reduce your postural integrity to put any load on your lower back. All right, so for our concentration work, we have our alternating front raises. So we have 4 sets of 10 reps each arm of our alternating front raise. And ideally, if you can do this in a seated position, whether on a bench or on a box or even some plates, that's going to be ideal to make sure that you're maintaining strict form. So on these alternating front raises, you can orient the dumbbell sideways or vertically, depending on what's comfortable for you. Sometimes if the dumbbell is horizontal, some people may experience hitting the dumbbell head on their legs. So you can also do it in a hammer grip as well, but you may experience some tension in your biceps. So alternatively, you can also lift it horizontally and come down vertically. So play around with that to see what's comfortable for you guys. And then for our metabolic stress finisher, we have 3 sets of a superset of 15 wide grip barbell high pulls into 15 narrow grip barbell high pulls. So for this, try not to conduct excessive hinging. We definitely want this to be an isolation movement, but understanding there may be a little bit of tilt in the torso, and that's okay, but we don't want it to be excessive to where you're overly using momentum to get that barbell up there. So for the wide grip, you're going to want to place that in approximately a snatch grip position, so on the outer rungs of the barbell. And as you come up, actively shrug your shoulders and try to bring the barbell up to about chest height and then come back down. Retract the scapula and your traps on the way up, and then immediately go into that narrow grip and perform the same movement. You should definitely feel your upper back and your traps on fire there after every single set. And then for our conditioning work options, you have the optional CrossFit work, the grunt work, and energy system development. We have our core work loaded in there for you guys and our optional recovery work. If you guys are in our 30-day shred program, make sure you guys are finishing up your your fasted cardio and depletion work. Please post your videos, questions, comments, or concerns in our Facebook group. Definitely love seeing some of the feedback we've gotten. I see some of you guys are liking the grunt work options. That's great. I personally love doing that myself as well. And then if you guys are in our Train Heroic or Beyond the Whiteboard apps, make sure you're reaching out to myself at Train Heroic and Coach Kenny and Beyond the Whiteboard.